Hello my beautiful yogi friends, and welcome to Yoga with Anne Forget. I am Anne, and today we will move through a hamstring routine. So the hamstrings are the back of our legs, and they're often very tight and can cause lower back issues or general stiffness in the body. So it's nice to give those a nice stretch every now and then. So jump right on your mats with me and let's get started. So today we will jump right into the practice, so come into a tabletop position. And really take your time here, spread the fingertips, have a little bend in your elbows. Knees are right underneath the hips, hands are right underneath the shoulders. We slightly press into the tops of the feet, which already gives the belly a nice little engagement here, lengthen through the back of the neck. And then just arrive here on your mat. So really feeling this connection to the ground. Take a couple of nice big inhalations and long smooth exhalations. So you made it here onto your mat. Hardest part is done. Now we're just going to move the body. So take an inhale here to drop the belly, starting with our cat-cow posture. Open up the chest towards the front, and then exhale, press away from the mat, starting to roll the spine from the tailbone. Keep it moving here. Inhale to stretch the front. Maybe give yourself a little smile. Exhale to stretch the back of the body. But you can really accentuate this here with your elbows. You can bend them a little more, dive a little bit deeper. Find this movement in the neck. And then maybe find some natural grooves as well, bumping the hips to left or right, drawing circles with the shoulders or hips, maybe giving the head a little shake here. Whatever fits nice in your body. Feel free to close your eyes for this one, so we can really tune in, really feel into the body. So really moving into whatever direction you need a bit of a stretch today. One more big breath here before we start to come back into the center, back into our tabletop, and we're going to extend the right leg and give it a little bit of a stretch. So toes are on the ground, and we start to press into the heel. So swaying the leg back and forth. Beginning to stretch through the calf muscles, the back of the thighs, and really still have this big connection here of the palms into the ground, fingertips pressing into the ground. See what's happening here with the weight. Can you even it out through both hands, or are you jumping already into the left hand here? Very likely. And then from here we're going to move the foot over to the left. Big stretch here for the right side, and the gaze comes over the left shoulder here as well. Taking a big inhale into the right side of the chest, and foot moves back into the center. We lower down the knee and extend the left foot. Same here, starting with our swaying first, staying even in both hands here. Press away from the mat so we're not jumping down into our shoulders. Find a bit of engagement in your core. And then we start to slide the foot over to the right. Gaze comes over to the right as well. And we're breathing into the left side here. Big, big stretch. And coming back into the center, we lower down the left knee and start to walk the fingertips up here, coming into a high kneeling. Give the wrist a little rotation here. And if high kneeling doesn't suit your knees a lot, feel free to pop a blanket underneath. So it's always good to have a blanket or a cushion nearby. And from here we're going to start to extend the left foot out to the side. And we're going to make sure the left ankle is in line with the right knee, and the right knee is right underneath the right hip. So we've got this little triangle here. Toes up, pointing towards the front of the mat. And we're going to take a big inhale here. Reach the right fingertips up and over. And the left hand can land wherever it feels comfortable. We want to work on this nice opening of the heart, opening of the chest here. So often the shoulder tends to collapse down. See if you can open up. So big stretch here. And bring your gaze wherever it feels comfortable. You can look down, straight ahead, maybe look up. Whatever fits good in your neck here. Maybe we find an internal rotation of the right pinky finger as well, which helps the shoulder to rotate as well here. One more big breath. Might already feel a big stretch as well here in your left inner thigh or calf. And exhale, come back into the center. Just switch the legs here, so right leg out to the side. And you're gonna make sure the right foot is in line with the left knee right underneath the left hip. Inhale, left fingertips up and over. So really lengthen first before we move into the side stretch here. Again, give yourself a little smile. Right hand lands wherever it feels comfortable. We're gonna gaze wherever it feels good for the neck. We relax the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe internal rotation of the left pinky finger here. And then open up through the chest. Keep breathing. Maybe tucking the tailbone under slightly and engaging the core if that feels dodgy at all in your lower back. So it's very likely you've chosen this video because you've got lower back pain, because this is really connected to tight hamstrings. So really mindful here, always engaging the core. So draw the navel in. And exhale, we're going to come back into the center. Walk our hands back into our tabletop position. And start to walk even further, coming into a low plank here. So bring the knees together, bring the feet together, tuck the tailbone under, so we're a nice long line here. Engage the core, pressing into the tops of the feet. And then a big exhale, elbows close to the body. We're going to lower down onto the ground. Bring our hands by our side, palms facing up. So gaze is down, neck is long, and we start to press into the hips. So really pressing the hips down to protect the lower back. And then inhale, we're going to lift through the chest. If you want more, you can begin to lift through the feet as well. So a whole back of the body engagement here. Everything is engaged. Imagining you maybe lifting the couch here with the tips of your big toes. Keep breathing. Eventually we're lifting as well through the fingertips, but always remembering we want to find length. So reaching through the toes and the crown of the head. So it's not about getting as high as possible. It's really more about length. Keep breathing. One more big breath. And then release everything down. You can come to lay on one side of the face and just give the hips a little wiggle left to right. Releasing any tension here. And we bring the hands back underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes under, and via a tabletop, find our way into our first downward facing dog. So align your feet here, make the fingertips, rotate the elbow creases forward, relax the head, give it a nice big shake. And you can pedal out the feet here, and remembering to have a big bend in your knees here to start. Pedaling the feet, maybe wiggling the hips a little bit, so no need to be super solid here in your down dog. And from here, lifting the left foot off the ground and taking a big step forward, coming into a low lunge. So lower down the right knee, opening up through the chest. Keep breathing. Again, option here to put something underneath the right knee. And then exhale, we're going to walk the fingertips back, starting to stretch our hamstrings here. And make sure you stay with the right hip above the right knee. So we don't want to lean super far back. So we still want to be strong in the legs and just feel this opening here in the back of the left leg. Keep breathing, relax the shoulders, maybe relax the forehead towards the knee. Walking the fingertips back forward. We wiggle our way back into downward facing dog. Lift the right foot. Step the right foot forward. Lower down onto the left knee. Open the chest first here. Finding our way into our lower lunge. And then pulling the right hip back. Again, making sure the left hip stays above the left knee. And we can walk the fingertips further towards ourselves, or sometimes that's even too far away and makes us rounding in the lower back. We always want to make sure we're nice and broad through the lower back. You can even use some blocks here or even come up if that's a bit easier. Otherwise, big breath here into the back of the right leg. Relax the forehead. Relax the shoulders. And then walking back into our lunge. And this time we're gonna step the left foot forward, and you can take one big step or a couple of little steps, finding our way into Uttanasana, our forward fold. So relax the head down, relax the shoulders, and we just start to walk the fingertips from left to right to bring a little bit of movement here into the back of the body. Just keep walking your fingertips, keep pressing into the feet. And then slowly return back into the center. Inhale, halfway lift. Finding length through the crown of the head, so gaze is down, pressing into the back of the legs. And we pull back forward just to rise again, pressing into the feet. Big inhale, maybe bring the fingertips up as well. Full body stretch here. Exhale, fingertips come down onto the hip, and we take a big step back with the left leg. So about a leg length distance here, and we're gonna make sure we've got a bit of space here in between the feet, and the hips are square to the front. We maintain a micro bend, but not a big bend in the right knee. So we don't want to hyperextend into the back of the knee, so just a tiny little bend, just to engage the muscles here. And then we interlace the fingertips behind the buttocks. Reach the shoulders down and away from the ears, shoulder blades snug together. And inhale, we breathe into the chest. And exhale, we start to hinge forward from the hips. Pull the right hip back. Gaze is down, lengthen through the back of the neck. Keep breathing. See if you can find a bit of weight in your left foot as well. And you might just be here, that's completely fine. Or if you're quite flexible, you can move further down, up to you here. Otherwise, we're just going to stay halfway. That's completely fine as well. Keep breathing into the chest, keep pulling the right hip back. And then release the fingertips. Inhale, swooping them up and forward. And exhale, back down onto the hip. And we're going to turn the toes towards the left side, and we're going to turn the toes a bit further together than the heels as well. Again, tiny bend in your knees. Inhale to open the chest, maybe look up. Exhale, hips back, chest forward. Once we're halfway, fingertips can come onto the ground or maybe onto a block or your blanket here. And then we can just move as far as you like, or as far as it feels comfortable in your legs here. Maybe walking the hands in line with the feet. And then soften through the upper body. Relax the head. And keep pressing into the outside edge of the feet. Keep breathing into the back of the legs. So an awesome strengthening here for the ankles, the calves, and big stretch for the inner thighs, the back of the legs as well. Keep breathing. Maybe going a bit further. From there we slowly walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Bring them back up onto the hips and engage the core to come back up. Turn everything over to the left side here. So stepping the foot again a little bit further out, so we've got this space in between the feet. Find our micro bend, our tiny little invisible bend here in the left knee. Rotate the hips forward, and then once again interlace the fingertips behind. But this time see if you can put the other thumb on top, the awkward one, and then press the hands away, and they can be together or open, squaring the wrists, whatever feels better here or is more accessible to you. Relax the shoulders down, shoulder blades snuggle together, a little bend in the left knee, and we start to hinge forward. Finding our edge, tucking the chin towards the chest. Maybe pulling the left hip further back. Maybe sinking a little bit deeper. Keep breathing. Soften all the muscles in your face. Finding a bit of weight in the right foot as well. And then releasing the fingertips down, really slide them forward. Big stretch here. And exhale, they come down. Once again, return the toes towards the front or towards the left side of the mat. Hands are on the hips. We take another big breath here into the chest. Find a little bit in the knees. And fold back down again. This time simply to release the fingertips down underneath the shoulders. And we just heel to heel toe. The feet a bit further together. Coming into squatting. So it's completely fine if the heels are lifted here. We can pop a blanket underneath. Otherwise, just moving into our malasana here for 2 breaths. Using the elbows to slightly press into the thighs, into the legs. Finding length through the back of the neck. Grounding through the tailbone and the feet. Then release the fingertips behind, and we're going to come down onto the buttocks. So sitting down, and once again this is where we might use our blanket. So you can snuggle right on the edge of the blanket as if you're almost falling off. We extend the legs, but once again have this little bend in your knees. So there's no need to really come into this perfect position we see on all the social media channels where people just fold over the legs. We're normal people, so we do normal people yoga. So bend your knees, and then right on the edge of the blanket, we're gonna inhale to lift, and exhale start to walk the fingertips forward. So really gentle and mindful here. Most importantly, you're really remembering this lower back is super flat. So we're not beginning to round like this, hinging from the hips. And we can even bend the knees a bit more if we like, so really up to you here. Find this bit of flexion through the toes, and then you can just stay wherever you feel a nice big sensation here in the back of the legs. If you can reach the toes, you can use your thumb to slightly press into the root of the big toe, so we can rotate the feet slightly out and getting this internal rotation of the hips. It supports the stretch as well, but if you can't reach your toes, don't worry. Just stay wherever you feel sensation and you're in the right spot. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Full body experience here. And you can close your eyes already in this one. Nice internal posture. Using an inhale to find more length through the spine, and exhale to maybe soften deeper. So it always takes the body a couple of seconds to realize that we are in a stretch, And that's when it starts to soften the muscles and everything else. So let's take 2 more big breaths here. Slowly walk the fingertips back up, and we're going to bring the feet towards the ground, soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. Again, you can use your elbows here to slightly press into the inner thighs. You can use your hands to massage the feet, and we just stay on our blanket as well because it's nice to have this elevation. Soften through the shoulders, massaging the feet. Perfect finish here for our little hamstring practice. Try to completely soften through the hips. Sometimes we're holding without even noticing it. Same with the muscles in the face. Make sure your forehead is nice and soft. Maybe give the jaw even a little wiggle. If you want to go deeper, you can always lean forward slightly, your choice. But we can also just keep it super relaxed here at the end. And then slowly come back up, guide the knees back together, last little twist here, lengthen through the spine, and we're just twisting over to the right. You can bring your right hand behind, use your left hand here to either hold onto the legs or maybe wiggle even the elbow on the outside of the right leg. Gaze comes over the right shoulder. Okay for the neck? Just 1 big breath here. And then switching over to the other side. Always making sure we're nice and long through the spine so we're not leaning back. Then we can always move the knees a bit further away to create some more space. Otherwise, twisting over. Maybe gazing over to the left shoulder, using your hand here on your knees or in front of the left thigh if you want to go deeper. And wiggling our way back into the center. Time for Shavasana already. So just extend the legs. Use your blanket here underneath the head. Extend the arms up by your side. Take a big breath into the belly and a big sigh out through the mouth. And 1 more like this. Breathing deeply down into the belly and big sigh. So completely trying to soften every muscle here. So if there's still spots in your body that are a bit sore, maybe your lower back, tuck the tailbone under there, slightly lengthen through the lower back. And then we want to use our breath here, using the exhalation to let go of any tension that still remains in your body. But not only letting go of any physical tension, also any emotional or mental tension. So whatever your mind and your heart keep throwing at you at the moment, just let it all go. Free to even take a couple of more of those rinsing breath into the nose, out through the mouth. Feeling the exhalation washing over you like a wave of relaxation. And then once you feel your body is relaxed and heavy, you can just stay as long as you like. As always, I'm just going to leave you here now, bring my palms towards my third eye center. And thank you so much for joining me here today for this hamstring routine. I hope you feel a little bit more flexible, a bit better in your whole body. If you like this video, feel free to leave me a comment below or subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I hope I see you next time. Until then, have the most beautiful rest of the day, and namaste.